Hi guys, it's Dean here, back again. Realised after watching the first and last video that I did that the idea was to sort of give you the flavour of the sort of stuff I'm into at the moment, and basically what the collection comprises of really. The idea was obviously to give you a sort of bit of vinyl from each of those. Realised that I missed out a core part of what my collection is all about, which is soundtracks. Soundtracks and pretty much in relation to the films I like, so for the most part that would be probably horror films, 80s sort of science fiction or action films, or Disney, just completely out there. But yeah, so I'll give you a flavour of the sort of soundtracks I'm into, yeah, and we'll take it from there. First one was the first soundtrack actually I bought from Mondo, which I'm a big fan of now. I'm quite lucky in the fact that I managed to get the variants when they actually do go on sale on the limited amounts. Everybody else is rushing through trying to get the variant limited edition, only of about 1,000, and then they're moaning on Twitter the next day that they didn't get it. But I've so far been lucky and pretty much got everything that I wanted. But certainly the first one they did that I was after, it's probably is my favourite soundtrack I think of all time, is Halloween, John Carpenter. I think John Carpenter as well has been a fantastic filmmaker, made some fantastic films throughout his career. He's also a great composer, you know, that sort of synth, atmospheric style. Anybody familiar with JC as we know him in the trade, his work, will be aware of exactly what he's all about. But certainly the Halloween, I think I saw this when I was at school, probably around 14. Loved the film then, but there was the soundtrack, you know, the theme tune that sort of stuck in my head more than anything else. So that's been sort of definitely up there with, you know, if not my all-time favourite, up there, probably definitely top 5. But then, you know, some of the other soundtracks as well that he's done. Big Trouble in Little China, sadly one I don't have because it goes for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay. Christine, another great soundtrack. Again, some tracks that he did, you know, with the score, as well as some other sort of well-known tracks around at the time to fit in with the film. But yeah, I mean, I can't, you know, it's just such a great package as well. Got the artwork on the front and the back. Lovely sort of atmospheric gatefold cover there. And this one, they were doing black with like a randomly inserted Halloween pumpkin coloured orange, and that's the one I got. There was another sort of B version which I think was a bit more of a sort of like a splatter on the orange side of things, which I didn't manage to get hold of. It was one of those where it just wasn't available to get online at the time, so ended up missing out. But yeah, so happy to have this. This is definitely one of my prized vinyls. Yeah, I mean, I can just listen to this back to back all day long. It's just fantastic, and such a great package as well by Mondo. And I'll be covering probably more Mondo stuff as well. I've just pre-ordered the Shaun of the Dead. Again, managed to get the Cornetto Strawberry Swirl vinyl of that one as well. So can't wait for that to come through. So probably when that comes through, I'll probably show more of my other Mondo stuff, because I just think they're fantastic. They're up there with Death Waltz and Waxworks for certainly giving the fans the packages they want. Soundtracks at the moment are going a bit crazy anyway in the vinyl world. If you know, if anybody's out there collecting soundtracks, they'll know exactly what I mean. It just seems to be soundtrack after soundtrack, but I mean, some of them we don't really need. I mean, who needs the X-Men soundtrack? Who needs the How to Train Your Dragon 2 soundtrack? It's just taking up too much of the pressing plant's time and energy when it should be, you know, reserved for, let's face it, proper soundtracks that, you know, fans really want, rather than just the record companies trying to make a quick, you know, bit of cash off the vinyl bandwagon, as it were. Anyway, that's Halloween. Next one is it's a Disney one, Now, you guys out there in the VC may be able to answer a question on this one or not. Again, it was one of my favourite films from the Disney sort of hand-drawn era, although it sort of crossed over on the sort of CGI output, which was Beauty and the Beast. So, as far as I'm aware, this is the only version available on vinyl. There is one with a slightly different cover, but I think it's the same pressing. Looks legit. You know, I mean, it's a Korean pressing, by the way. I got this from a guy, literally direct from eBay. But I mean, to look at it, it all looks legit. Hopefully you can see that. You know, the labels, it's Walt Disney Records on it, fair enough. There's a stamper in the dead wax, which doesn't particularly mean anything, doesn't sort of really mean, it doesn't say it's first pressing or anything like that, but yeah, it's just one of those. It just seems weird that the only version on vinyl is from Korea. Now, could be wrong. This could be, you know, 100% legit copy, or it could be a really nice knockoff, fake reproduction, reissue, whatever you want to call it. I love the soundtrack. I think it's fantastic. I love the score to it. I love the songs. It's one of my all-time favourite Disney films. So yeah, I mean, I was chuffed to bits when I managed to get over this, and I think it was something crazy, like it worked out to like £20, including shipping, from Korea. I think it was Korea or Hong Kong. I can't remember. It was one of those two. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice package. As I said, the quality of it is fantastic. I mean, it comes with these little slip cases, and comes with sort of a full colour inner as well. So I mean, to me, everything screams legit, but I just don't understand why Disney haven't released it anywhere else. It just seems crackers. But anyway, yeah, VC, it's a question to you. Is this real or is it a fake? Either way, I'm happy. It sounds great as well, which is, you know, it doesn't sound like it's just ripped off a CD and cut to vinyl. So, who knows on that one. Anyway, next one is Screwed Up in the 80s. Big action film fan. Obviously 80s action heroes, which have all been resurrected in the Expendables stuff, was Schwarzenegger, Stallone. You know, those are the big two. Van Damme to a certain extent. So yeah, love the Rocky series, love the Rambo series, love most of Schwarzenegger's films, and I've got a lot, you know, a lot of cross-section stuff of soundtracks from there. But probably out and out my all-time Stallone soundtrack, definitely going to be Rocky 4. Love the film anyway. I think the film was fantastic. Sort of captured the good elements from all the previous films, especially the first one. And I think it was a nice sort of bookend to the series, and then they made 5 and completely ruined it, and then Rocky Balboa managed to save it again. But I think this is such a great soundtrack. I mean, the cover on this isn't in great condition, but the vinyl is spot on. It's the first pressing as well, I believe, this one on Scotti Brothers. So yeah, it's in nice condition. I picked it up quite cheap as well. But yeah, I just think it's a great sounding, great soundtrack. It's got the obvious Burning the Heart on it, which is fantastic. No Easy Way Out, Eye of the Tiger. I mean, No Easy Way Out is one of my favourite tracks anyway. Robert Tepper sort of dived into some of his solo stuff as well when I was sort of listening to this stuff in the 80s. So we've got a few of his bits and bobs floating around. Nothing of his on vinyl though. I'm not sure what his vinyl output was like. I never really see any of it anyway, so it's probably stuck away in some bargain sort of £1, $1 bin somewhere. But But yeah, living in America, you know, James Brown, just can't beat it. So Rocky IV, another great soundtrack. So that was about it really. I mean, just wanted to give you a flavour, and that's, you know, you've got a horror, you've got a action, and you've got a Disney. That sort of gives you a slight taste of, you know, the sort of stuff I'm into. Beyond that, really, you know, World's My Oyster. So there, that's me rambling on enough. But yeah, certainly get back to me on the Beauty and the Beast if anybody out there knows, and if anybody even watches this. Yeah, well, that's me over and done with. I'm going to do another video now actually, which are Maiden related, so catch that if you're interested. See you later, guys.